How's it going, everybody? Axis here. Now today, I have a simple question to start off this video. When I say AAA games being greedy, what are your first thoughts? For me, usually it's, studios such as EA, Activision, and Bungie, as those are pretty much the unholy trinity of pure corporate greed in terms of the video games industry. However, there is apparently a brand new one in order to try and create the Four Horsemen now, and that is of course none other than Battlestate Games, the creators of Escape from Tarkov. So, allow me to quickly paint you a quick scene here. So, Escape from Tarkov is a very big, I think it's called extraction shooter game, that has pretty much been going very strong for the better part of probably about over a decade. I don't know how long the game has existed for, and I've never really played it, but this entire decision has kind of led me to never really want to touch the game ever again, because, well, I'm already starting to get ahead of myself here. So, Escape from Tarkov used to have a particular DLC called the Edge of Darkness Edition. It was a DLC that would go for $100 that basically made the promise of any future DLCs or expansions would immediately come with this particular edition. Now again, I get it, $100 is no small amount of money, and especially in today's economy, but it mainly served as an investment into the game, as Critical himself even put it. It was a DLC that allowed you to gain access to any future DLCs without having to pay any additional dimes. But of course, apparently, Battlestate Games thought that, nah, that's too good of a deal, so instead, we're going to make this one new DLC and have it be locked behind a paywall that not even the Edge of Darkness could possibly pierce through. And that, of course, is their newest Unheard Of edition. Now, of course, there's an entire article here, and there's quite a number of screenshots that I'll also be going into with this one. So yeah. And of course, on the official Twitter account for Escape from Tarkov, there's even proof that they themselves have stated, if you have EOD, you don't have to pay for any of the future DLCs. But apparently they decided to go back on that for this particular new DLC. But let's get started with the article here, so that way I can just kind of lay out even more of a scene here. So, this situation started a couple days ago, so this article was mainly made on the day of this decision happening. So, earlier today, the Unheard edition of Escape from Tarkov was announced as part of the latest patch, promising a brand new player versus environment mode and other bonuses. Now that the edition is launched, fans are not happy with the bonus it gives and the massive $250 price tag. Already you can kind of see massive problems when it comes to this DLC, because not only is it $250, but it also comes with a PvE game mode that probably just should have been included with the base game, let's be honest here, as well as a bunch of pay-to-win garbage. And trust me, it doesn't get any better for Battlestate Games because they decide to double, triple, and quadruple down on this decision for God knows what reason, so get ready. The first issue that fans have had is that the player versus environment mode for Tarkov is exclusive to those who buy the new edition. This is despite the fact that anyone who purchased the old Edge of Darkness edition was promised all future DLC content as part of the Season Pass, which you would think would include this new mode. But of course, Escape from Tarkov, no, they aren't going to do that, and like I stated before, they decide to double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, whatever the fuck comes after quintuple down on this entire decision, and it probably, at this point, just in an attempt to bankrupt their entire fucking company and just run away with whatever money still goddamn remains, because everybody in the Escape from Tarkov community is now just collectively boycotting the fucking game because of this absolutely flaccid-ass decision. A lot of fans who have the EOD edition are rightfully very annoyed that they now have to upgrade from the EOD edition, which costs $100 in order to play it. However, some posts on the official Discord have tried to explain why BSG thinks this is not DLC. So, of course, here we have the first insight into the official Discord, where apparently we have moderators and potentially even the owners of the game attempting to try and justify why it's not going to be included within the Edge of Darkness edition, despite the fact that the Unheard Of edition is literally a DLC. It is downloadable new content, because the new content comes in the form of a fucking new PvE game mode, as well as potentially a bunch of new, weapons and whatever the fuck else Tarkov does. I don't fucking know what they do. All I know is that this is literally downloadable content. That's what DLC is. It's downloadable content, but apparently we have people on the official Discord attempting to try and justify and silence people who have a problem with it, at least according to this article. It ain't DLC. It's a unique feature of the new edition added, said Discord user Apple, oh my fucking god, what is this goddamn name? Who is the lead community manager at Battlestate Games for Escape from Tarkov. DLC means additional downloadable content. PvE is a feature and a game mode, they added in another message. Just because you all want it to become a DLC, it wouldn't mean it is one. It's featured game mode for the new edition of the game. Apparently this man has just blown in from Idiotville because I genuinely do not understand this reasoning. This is by far one of the dumbest fucking explanations as to why something isn't a DLC. Like, my brother in Christ, if that's gonna be the logic they're working with here, then literally all of Bungie's expansions aren't DLC. Hell, the new expansion coming up for Elden Ring isn't a fucking DLC. Apparently nothing is a fucking DLC by this logic. It's just new content, apparently, despite the fact that literally in DLC, it's downloadable content. The PvE game mode is content! It is downloadable content, you dimwit! I highly doubt that the guy is even going to come across this video, but on the off chance that he does, please, for the love of God, tell me how many brain cells are still alive inside of your fucking head, because that is stupid. The other major issue that fans have been complaining about is the big in-game bonuses players with the new edition will get. While other editions of the game give some bonuses, so far none have been major factors when on the map and fighting with other players. The closest is extra loot that they get at the start of a wipe. However, this new edition includes more space to store loot when on the map, improved skills at the start of a wipe, and a bonus where AI scavs will not shoot at them if they have over 6 reputation levels with fence. So yeah, pretty much detailing that there's a whole bunch of new pay-to-win content within this DLC that they have to now spend extra money on, regardless of what edition of the fucking game that they have. Again, it's just blatant fucking greed. I feel like I don't have to explain what has already been fucking explained here. It is just blatant greed. The reaction to the new edition has been so negative that all but 3 channels in the official Escape from Tarkov Discord server have been silenced, with users not able to post in them. Moderators on the game's subreddit are also waiving the rule that prevents multiple posts about the same topic, saying that they are just as livid about this situation as you. So we basically kind of have 2 different sides of the coin here. We have the Discord server, which is actively trying to silence any dissenting opinion about this entire decision, but we also now have the subreddit that is now just deciding, actually no, we're just as pissed off as you. Fucking speak as loud as you fucking can, because this shit cannot be fucking tolerated. And honestly, good on them for doing that. Battlestate Games has yet to officially comment on the backlash from fans. However, with pressure mounting from fans and even some looking into legal action, you would expect them to do so sooner rather than later. The move also comes at a very bad time, given that Gray Zone Warfare, a game many see as a competitor to Tarkov, had just wrapped up its first public streamer test, which has gone down incredibly well with fans. With public sentiment towards Tarkov very low, many fans are hoping that they can get hands-on with GZW sooner rather than later. Yeah, we're gonna get into that later, because apparently the person that's running the Battlestate Games Twitter account had a very rich fucking response to when I think it was this game actually kind of going out and stating, hey, by the way, you're welcome in our game when it's finally fully released and whatnot. Like, it's unbelievably funny, their response to it. So just keep this particular part in mind as we'll get into it later. So here we have an update that happened at 8:15 p.m. The official Escape from Tarkov Twitter account, I refuse to use the new name for Twitter, has posted a statement that seems to suggest that Battlestate Games has no plans to make the new mode available to anyone who does not buy the new edition. So basically, they just decided to double down. And here's the tweet right here. PvE mode is a unique feature which is available only for the owners of the Unheard of edition. We will keep you updated on new features exclusive for EOD owners. And of course, they ended up getting community noted right here, which is pretty much a death sentence on Twitter at this point, because the moment that you get community noted, 9 times out of 10, it means that you just said something unbelievably stupid. So here we have the community note stating, new game modes are generally accepted as DLC if put behind a paywall. Battlestate sold EOD with the promise that they would receive free access to all subsequent DLCs. And of course some links to, well, the original iterations of the Edge of Darkness edition description before they retroactively changed it, apparently. That Battlestate Games has offered to give the owners of the Edge of Darkness edition access to the new PvE mode for free, but only for 6 months. Basically continuously trying to state that, yeah, we're not going to give it to you fully, we're just going to only give you the new game mode, but none of the perks for just 6 months, because fuck you, okay? You gave us money, we want more. After further backlash, Tarkov developers Battlestate Games have announced plans to give the PvE mode to owners of Edge of Darkness edition when Tarkov exits beta and hits 1.0, which, at this point, they were probably going to try and push back as much as possible, considering how much they've doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on this entire decision. Let's be fair here. And what I find extremely funny is that other games are coming out of the woodwork and basically memeing on this entire situation. Like, we even have the official Helldivers 2 Twitter account stating, be sure to check out the deals in the acquisition center today. With prices so low, they're practically unheard of. Can grab the CM21 Trench Paramedic for only 250 super credits, featuring increased pocket size and extra stims, not available for free to super citizens. God, I find that unbelievably funny. That is just full on, just basically memeing on them, and I find it funny that it's specifically 250 super credits, which, mind you, is pretty easy to get in, you know, Helldivers 2 anyways. Like, you could get that within, like, the span of, like, maybe, like, a couple missions, let's be fair. But, yeah, that I just find to be extremely funny. But, of course, here's the response that Battlestate Games had, it was actually Arena Breakout Infinite, not the, other one. With Arena Breakout Infinite stating, taking in all homeless shooter looters, with a big wave, goodbye to Tarkov today. We're here to welcome you to hashtag Kimona. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If this video gets 5,000 retweets, 10,000 or more test slots will be added to our servers. Don't tell the boss. Escape from blank. Welcome to Kimona. And of course, it's basically them taking advantage of everybody leaving Tarkov and trying to find some new looter shooters today. And Battlestate Games decide to come in and state, have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game, In and Out. And once again, they get community noted here, stating, video games cannot be sued for plagiarism for simply being the same or similar category or genre. Battlestate Games would need to prove that assets are taken from Escape from Tarkov and used directly in Arena Breakout to begin legal claims of copyright infringement or plagiarism, which, mind you, Arena Breakout probably did not do. It's probably completely original, it just so happens to be within the same genre, and of course Battlestate are very unhappy about that, and they're just trying desperately in order to try and keep any fans that even, at this point, I think probably the only people who are probably still playing Tarkov are just mega whales with way too much money for their own safety. It is unbelievably sad. This entire situation is just genuinely infuriating, and it's kind of almost impossible to believe that there is somehow, you know, gaming companies that are somehow even more greedy than the big three that I listed out at the beginning of this video. But apparently we have a new contender, and we're gonna have 4 horsemen of the greedy AAA industry at this fucking point, with now Battlestate Games apparently continuing to double and triple down. And apparently in an unreleased interview with, I think, like, the owner of Battlestate Games, quite literally the response to, do you plan on even addressing this or even changing anything? Apparently the owner basically just hit him with one word, and that word was no. They don't plan to change a single fucking thing, and they do not care. Apparently they're just hoping that they can bury themselves as quickly as possible, so they just decide to whip out this. At this point, that's the only justification that I can give, is that they're just trying to kill their own company. But yeah, that pretty much does it for today's video. What did we learn today? Well, we've learned that, well, you should probably just stop playing Tarkov if you're still playing it. Let's be honest here, I wouldn't want to support a company like that. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and go ahead and join the Discord server down below if you feel like doing so. And yeah, anyways guys, this has been Sandy, and have yourselves a nice day.